And then we'll see. He's got a super secret, potentially super powerful attack. A mysterious attack of some kind coming in 6 turns. We've got our own fleet of Marines or other ground soldiers ready to take some of his planets, and they'll probably arrive before whatever super secret attack Massive Effects has planned, but I am curious to see what he's got up his sleeve. Alright, so the Iconian Legacy. That's fine. What are we working on here? Transport and colonizer. Got a whole bunch of units running around. This guy wants to get set up over by all of the Illyrium. So right over here, thereabouts. The cargo hauler wants to find a place to start trading with. So these guys over here. We've got a small army, the Iris Island, 16 strength. We got this guy from a random event. Let's see, can we make him any stronger? No, he's got some nice missile stats here. Leave him as is then. Q eject, and what we'll do is send this guy over to the front lines. We don't have to worry about pirates quite so much anymore. Let's just send this guy, say, up to here. He doesn't really have the fastest movement speed, does he? Alright, well, I can head over to here. That'll be fine for now. Interceptors. This is our high-speed scout. Go and pick that up. Bonus for our treasury, and we can do some scouting, maybe get some idea of what Massive Effects' super secret plan is. So 2 ships defending here. I don't know what sort of ships they are. Oh wait, that's a neutral planet, I believe, or a minor faction planet. There are no ships here. No ships in the capital. Star bases. I don't know where his shipyard is. We can find out next turn, I suppose. And is our transport done? There's 1 turn on that. Alright, so these guys. Okay, so here's the shipyard. Do I want to attack the shipyard? There are 3 ships defending it, so we're probably not set up for that with just our 4 ships here. I have no idea what their strengths are. We've got a fair amount of defense, but the shipyard will also add some combat values of its own, so I don't know if we want to attack directly. Tech-wise, choose a new tech. I think we have enough for planetary invasions then. So warfare. Is there something that I can get a boost on right away that I don't actually have to retrofit or build any ships for? We can up our kinetic weapons again, although he probably has... missile range might be okay. What sort of techs? We'll definitely load up the transport to the max here. What kind of techs does Alright, let's boost our missile range. Beam weapons or missiles. Alright, we're going to have Illyrium hooked up soon, so let's start researching beam weapons. That'll be good. Idle ship over here. This guy is going to hunt around for anything that massive effects might be hiding. Some surprises deep in his territory. And then here, we'll just hang out over here. Meanwhile, this troop carrier will head over to Expelliarmus. Alright, so we have a second troop transport in training and a colonizer to pick up this last Earth-like planet right down here. And our colonizer has arrived here. We want to swing over Hex. Is that out of range? It is. I really want to get both of the Illyrium. If I had a little more range, I would be able to position this starbase perfectly, where I would have 2 Illyrium, the Ascension Crystal, and the Economic Relic. But I guess we'll have to give up on the Economic Relic for now and just go for the double Illyrium and Ascension Crystal. Right, so moving down here, 1 over 1. Yeah, if we could move to this hex right here, that would be perfect. But it is right on the edge of our operational range, so construct a starbase, manage, and we'll grab a mining ring and a mining barracks. That's done. Idle ship. The starbase has 0, or the shipyard has 0 ships defending there. This thing's got 4 ships defending, and there are no ships in Iconia. Out of range. There's a small planet back here, manufacturing ore, but no ships guarding. Alright, so how is this troop transport doing? I suppose it would be safest if we try to protect that troop transport. We've set up our first trade route, that's pretty awesome. And our units are under attack by the Kelpart. View the battle. So I didn't know we were at war with any of these minor factions. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Our missiles are dealing good damage. We're taking a bunch of beam weapon damage. So it looks like we'll survive this fight. But it is too bad that this guy will be injured and won't be able to contribute to the fights that matter, i.e. against the Yor. Alright, so we took 42 damage there. Our first Illyrium mine is up, so we can get some nice beam weapons going, and we should probably get that going. Meanwhile, some more income. Tourism bonus, wealth bonus. All right, let's forget about the tourism. Let's drop another market center in there. Alright, so it's my turn now. This guy doesn't have any protection, so we can just send the troops right down. 100% likelihood of success. Victory, we've got Expelliarmus. And how does that put us on the victory track? We have half the galaxy. We need 75% to win, another 31%, and we'd have that. Conquest victory. We just need massive effects to concede. This guy here, we're scouting. Enemy territory, idle colony, Expelliarmus has a bunch of manufacturing, some planetary defense, although that didn't end up working out, and another military boost. Okay, let's grab some more production. Bountiful gross income. All right, let's grab or drop a bunch of market centers then. Well, actually, we might want a shipyard right here. What is Veritalis working on? A Xeno laboratory. Let's work on a shipyard next. And while Mass Effects is planning their turn, we should work on doing something now that we have a source of Illyrium, getting some nice beam weapons going. Alright, this guy can head over. We don't want to run into any pirates, but we do want to grab this Earth-like planet. Alright, so I don't see any pirates right now. This guy is low on hit points. Let's have him protect the starbase then. And this shipyard is idle. Alright, I am going to have to spend some time designing another ship then. So new design, we're going to want another 50 hit point frame. We'll add one hyperdrive plus. Definitely the Durantanium driver, although prototype beam, 16 damage. Alright, let's cancel that. Let's add a prototype beam to the mix. And then we still have 14 hit points to play with. A deflector perhaps, hull plating. I still don't know what kind of weapons Mass Effects has. Increased damage done by all kinetic weapons in the fleet. That does sound nice. Alright, let's get some shield deflectors anyways. Let's put this maybe right on the front of the ship. Can I rotate that? No. Alright, we'll just drop that right there. And that goes to maximum mass. I guess we don't need double lyrium beams and double deflectors. Movement 5. Mass 7. Alright, well, this seems fine. Beam Tide. Assault. Save. Done. And we've got an idle ship out here. A small starbase. These guys can hang out there. That's fine. And over in this shipyard, let's build out one of these guys. It's a little far away from the front lines, but maybe by a turn. So our approval is pretty good. That's because we've been shipping a bunch of our population off-world as soldiers. This guy will go and join up with the planet over here. And research-wise, let's grab some focused beam tech. Idle ship. That's the edge of the map. Alright, we'll swing back in then. We've got another United Planets vote. This is a 10% approval to all members. Wars are ended and cannot be declared. Economic redistribution, and players cannot colonize other players' borders. None of these. I don't really want any of these, but an approval bonus, I suppose, is fine. Planetary celebration. I can vote against that. 12% votes, 12%, and 9% votes. So Massive FX seems to be suffering a lot, at least in terms of the planet votes, because of how expensive it is. It seems to be for him to build out new population as the robots. Or maybe the robots are just meant to be bad at United Planet diplomacy. Alright, so it's my turn again. We've got our super fast scout here. He's running out of things to do. Idle colony. Let's see, we've got the approval booster. Let's go and grab more production, maybe some market centers. Sure, let's drop down 4 of those guys. And it's my turn again. Alright, so what do we need? Idle ship. These guys are hanging out here with the rest of the fleet. This is lush, undefended. Flip the turn over there. And as for this shipyard, we're not building anything. Let's go and build out a beam tide. And we'll load this transport to the max. Alright, so Patman35 is saying I should attack, while Massive FX is shushing him. So I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see, are we within range to take this planet? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, not quite within range. We'll hide under or behind our fleet there. Meanwhile, this guy, let's go over to Iconia and see if there are any fleets hiding around. There are some ships hiding in this shipyard. Colonize the planet, sure. We've got another event. Manufacturing, let's grab a research boost. And I suppose we may as well, definitely make use of the geothermal springs, but then also go and drop some research. Alright, so we've got a guy with a bunch of beam weapons and some kinetic defense. Beam and kinetic. The shipyard is moving forward. We're going to have focus beams in 3 turns. We should be safe to take this planet here. Yeah, there are no ships protecting it. 100% likelihood of success. So victory there. And now, how many planets does the Yor have left? Iconia and Midgetopia. Five defending ships, 0 defending ships. And 0 defending ships. Alright, idle colony. We finished out the market centers. Let's drop another one of those guys. Idle colony here, primeval. Whoa, ultra spice, plus 5% gross income. Alright, well, let's drop some more market centers then. We are quite close to the influence victory now. We need 19% more of the galaxy. So taking Iconia should do it, which means we won't have to fight the star bases themselves if we're worried about whatever extra damage that the star bases deal. So over here we've got another troop transport. Let's eject that ship. Go and have him loop around. I guess the bottom side is going to be the safer way. Ooh, there's a Yor fleet. What kind of... this guy has beam weapons. We don't have much and as far as beam weapon defense goes. Do I have anyone else within range to protect those guys? No, I don't. Alright, what about over at this shipyard here? We're going to be finishing the beam tide in 4 turns. We've used up all of our Illyrium to rush by this guy. We don't have the money. Alright, is this guy healed up? Eject ship. 30 out of 50 hit points. Let's run him over towards the front lines. Oh wait, I have a whole other fleet right here. Eject fleet. Or Q eject over to this side. And after I finish the beam tide, what do I want to build? I've got a whole bunch of extra Duratanium. These guys are going to kill, unfortunately, our transport here, so we don't need to watch them suffer. Quick battle will be fine, and that does mean that we're going to need to train out another transport, unfortunately. Transport 2, 7.3 moves. Now, getting larger fleets would be nice. Interstellar logistics, advanced logistics, where does this stuff show up? This is in the engineering spot. Orbital specialization, military manufacturing, increased logistics. Alright, let's grab increased logistics. I think that'll let us make some larger fleets. Alright, idle ship. We've got our scout keeping an eye on things. He now has 11 moves. They've got a fleet here. That's extremely strong in the beam weapon category. That means that these guys are, at least this guy in particular, is fairly useless to me. If I go and upgrade him, let's see, the tides here have some decent beam stats. Alright, we have the credits to upgrade this guy, like so. So now, let's upgrade in one turn. These guys also don't need that much point defense. Alright, can we take these guys on? They've got a lot of beam defense. We should be able to take them. Shouldn't we? They only deal 6 damage, tons of beam defense. We deal missile damage. Yeah, that should be fine. May as well view the battle. Although it does look like we're going to lose this little guy. He got within firing range a little too soon. Didn't quite lose him, but he did take a lot of damage. Alright, idle colony. We have space for... sure, we can do some tourism here. Pleasure park. What I want is a consulate. I think the consulate is what benefits from the tourism boost. +2 to tourism, +1 to influence. That's probably fine. Alright, idle ship. We've got this fleet here. We'll just wait there. And we can wait back here as well. Ships and fleet, logistics of 20, and how much movement do they have? Not sure. Probably less than the rest of these guys. Okay, so the beam tides are finishing next turn and the turn after. He's got a lot of beam defense. So I don't have any antimatter. I can't make really strong missile weapons. But making some missile weapons would be a good plan here. Right, so let's pull these guys back slightly, group the fleet back up. We're up to full size. Retreat until we have the units to back us up. Okay, so that looks just fine. And I suppose we may as well investigate what this space junk is all about. Does that put us through somewhere dangerous? It probably does. So let's bring us over this way, and we can grab that space junk. All right, so here is our beam tide. That's some excellent beam weapon damage on them. Got these guys just waiting around. And over here, we want someone who does missile damage. So we'll open the ship designer, go for a new design, and equip that with, let's see, all of the good, or actually every option we have for missile damage requires antimatter, which I don't have access to. So cancel this, and we'll have our secondary shipyard put out a cargo hauler then. This troop transport is going to be done in 3 turns. Finishing that out sooner might be better. As for research though, let's see if we can get some missile weapons that don't require antimatter. So we can now combine a few more of these units. Let's see. They all have the same stats. One of these guys is extremely injured and probably needs to be swapped out. Ships and fleet. How do I easily swap between ships? Alright, so this little guy does have good missile damage and has taken a bit of damage here. If can I change, maybe make it a capital ship to hang back so he's not always charging forward. Description mid-range. Doesn't look like I can edit that here. Alright, well, we'll leave it as is. Meanwhile, we've got the island coming in. That actually could be helpful for us. Alright, so we're grouping up our fleet, and we'll see what sort of damage we can do to the your fleet here. And this shipyard can take production from other nearby systems. So done. And we are kicking out a shipyard over in Maritalis. That's 6 turns away. Alright, so it's our turn again. Let's group these guys up. Check ship. Move over to here. Have these guys meet up. I'll have this guy eject. Okay, fleet size 5. We are now 18 out of 20 for logistics. And then we'll have these guys meet up. That'll look good. And we'll also have the beam tied within range. This guy needs to get over to the front lines as well. Idle colony, market center. And let's start getting some more income in so that we can actually rush buy stuff as we need it. I don't think we need much science anymore, so we'll cut down on the science. And we'll go full ship production. Alright, so that brings our cargo hauler. Our transport's going to be done in 1 turn. That's the main thing that we need. And then everyone else is just there just to protect the transport. Idle colony. Let's go and build ourselves another factory. Shipyard in 4. Idle ships can wait where they are. And we got 15 treasury from that space junk. Meanwhile, Massive X is just moving his shipyards around. I'm not entirely sure why. We've got ourselves a troop transport. He should go and meet up with the rest of the fleet here. Shipyards idle. Let's see. Some more beam weapons. Sure, let's do that. Okay, there are no ships defending this shipyard. Should I just go and attack it? I do have better stats, except for I don't have any missile defense. Alright, so this guy's got missile defense. Got an idle colony here. Could slop down another research lab. And this beam tide wants to join the party. Set fighter homeworld. Oh, freighter's homeworld. Alright, probably Dallas, since it does have the largest population. Sure, that's fine. And shipyard idle. We finished a freighter. We can pump out a few of these tide ships. And do we want to attack this force now? He does have superior stats to us, so let's back off then. Or we could attack one of the shipyards. Okay, where do we want to send this cargo hauler? What other neutral factions could I go and meet up with? Maybe these guys? Alright, let's get to work there. And this fleet. Going to meet up with reinforcements. Okay, so we've got insane amounts of beam weapons on this fleet. If we want to mix that in to get at least some kinetic defense in with this fleet, that might be the way to go. So we have decent beam defense against what they have going, but we might want a little kinetic defense. So which of these guys is providing the kinetic defense? It's the frigate and the cloud. Let's pop this guy out. And we do have space for this guy here. Alright, so now we've got some missile defense and some kinetic defense. Yeah, so that should work nicely. Bring this guy down. Have him join up there. Alright, so these guys are going to protect the ground forces. And the rest of these guys are going to go and attack. We've got a new shipyard up. Alright, based on distance, we'll equip these guys. And what's the 37%? Alright, done. And we're going to need a transport. Missile weapons complete. Missile optimization. Missile rapid fire. Done. So how much movement does this guy have? 3 of 5. So they can't go to threaten my troop carrier yet. Maybe we were a little hasty to get rid of all of our point defense. But we should still be able to deal with this fleet without too much trouble. So the Iconians look to be on the verge of recapturing their homeland. See what Massive Effect has planned here. Ooh, that's a cool looking ship. So we've got 2 fleets here. And it's our turn. So are we just going to go and run in and see how this fight goes? Yes, we should. Should I attack the station? Why not? Oh, we're out of movement. Alright, and then we'll just go and hide this guy behind. We'll have another troop transport coming out of here in 2 turns. So should this guy get killed, we'll be okay. They're all hiding in the shipyard, so we might be able to just bypass the whole thing and go straight for the homeland. Alright, let's see how far we can get in this direction. So we want to go to Iconia. This is as far as we can go. We park right here. We can go and attack this empty starbase. And see how that fight goes. Okay, so we're taking some damage there, shields, but we don't have any missile defense on that guy. So this one ship is taking a lot of damage. His shields are pretty effective. For some reason though, we're not fighting back. Alright, it just wasn't animating that. Alright, so a little damage, 42 damage, that's fine. And these guys are protecting the ground invasion force. So that seems fair. Alright, so this guy still has moves left. This guy might be out of moves. Alright, so they move the shipyard, they're unloading all of their ships, and they're going to go and try to attack our troop carrier. And this looks like it's going to be a tough fight for us. Ooh, one hit, killed. There's the troop carrier holding back, trying to be inconspicuous. Meanwhile, the rest of our guys, are they at least going to deal some damage before they get destroyed? We're dealing damage. Our troop carrier is just sort of floating around. Got 2 ships left. And there goes that fleet. Alright, and we dealt a little bit of damage, but we didn't destroy any ships. Alright, so that was definitely a shame. Let's see. But we should be able to take him out here on our turn. And we will have another troop carrier where that came from. So no problem here, I think. Right, let's see how this battle goes. Our 2 main fleets collide. He's got more range on his missiles, launches first, and then a huge exchange of beam weapons. We lost 1 ship. Good shields on our beam tides. Ooh, lost a unit there. Alright, so... Alright, a victory. We lost a couple units. But I think that was Massive Effect's main fleet. He still has 1 ship here, which actually we lost most of our beam damage dealers, but we should be able to take this guy out since we've got all of the missile damage there. Alright, so that's taken care of. Done. And is that all of Massive Effect's fleets? Alright, we've got 1 turn. We could attack the shipyard. I suppose we may as well do that. He's got some units in there which could make this more difficult for us. Up down, we'll go to 5x speed. Intercepted some of those incoming missiles. That went pretty well. Approaching the station. I don't see any ships. Ooh, 1 shot our ship there. Alright, so we lost 2 more units. And do we have more units incoming? We do have this other beam tide. Let's get him over to here. Okay, this transport should pop out very soon. Oops. Done. Alright, good game, Massive Effects. Things might have gone differently if Massive Effects had attacked my colony ship before I settled. Which city was it? Arcturus 1? Because that was a really lucky shot for him. Both of us each start with only one ship that has any weapons. So you'd think it would be mostly safe to send out your settlers as is, or your colony ships. But his armed scout came across our colony ship, and he did not destroy our colony ship. So I wouldn't say that that's what won me the game, but it certainly put me in a really good position. Arcturus here is making 15 production, 3.6 research, and 2.6 income. So not the most exciting of planets, but certainly beneficial. And there was a lot of waiting in this particular stream, so I don't know if it would make good YouTube content. I suppose on YouTube you have the advantage of fast forwarding through the slower bits. So I guess I could put this up there in really long hour chunks. And so you know what you're getting into if you watch one of these videos. Let's have a look at the military might graph. Alright, so we both lost huge chunks of our armies. Looks like we completely eliminated all of yours units, and we lost most of our stuff here. I would definitely like to play you again, Massive Effects, but I am afraid I don't have time to play tomorrow. I have a conference that I'll be out of town for next week, and I have to prepare for that this week. So we probably won't be able to play any more GalCiv until about 2 weeks from now. But in 2 weeks from now, we can definitely do another game. So yep, Massive Effects fleet has been destroyed. We've got a transport coming out of the new Veritas shipyard this turn, and then he'll just go and jump over and hit Iconia, and the Iconians will have reclaimed their homeland. So let's turn that grid on. We've got 7 movement on our transport, or I think it's like 7.4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We won't be able to make the run for that. And actually, when the turn before our transport got destroyed, what we could or should have done was ejected the transport from that fleet and had him run away, so he's out of range of being shot down by Massive Effects fleet. Had him sneak around the asteroid belt and then go for Iconia. Since Iconia doesn't look like it could stand up to an attack from any sort of ground attack force. Anyways, I guess this is where we'll end it. I don't think Massive Effects is doing anything in the background there. Turn the grid off. But yep, that was our very first multiplayer game of GalCiv3. It was definitely fun, sort of like playing one of the more epic board games, very much like Twilight Imperium, a lot of building up. You have your fleets ready, and then you smash them against each other and lose most of there are huge losses on both sides. I don't think this game would work very well with more than 2 players because of these sequential turns, but by and large, the multiplayer does work. We did have probably 4 or 5 crashes, but recovery was seamless. It was just a few minutes that we had to spend getting that back online. All right, so that's it for me tonight. And one day I'll learn how to type properly. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If